Hey guys, so welcome to my live training, how to combine woo-woo with work ethic to manifest your business goals. So this training is really for you if you've ever felt like you want to launch a business but you're struggling with consistency, or you feel like you just keep self-sabotaging, or you just don't feel confident, or you feel like you need to ask someone for permission, or you don't have clarity around how to create your business, or you're just like scared to price your services. So we're gonna kind of go over how to use the law of attraction to manifest your clients, how your limiting beliefs are going to be affecting you, and how like if you know like every single step of what you want to take, like if you don't have the beliefs to support it, you're not really going to get anywhere. How to take the leap and take massive action. We're going to go over some energetic practices to help your up level, and just talk about how you can get past your past conditioning. So in the beginning, before I really started doing the work, I was like not confident in charging for my services. I just felt like I was a fraud. If you don't really know my backstory, I started as a photographer. I've been doing it for like over 10 years. So when I started, I was like 19, and I just really had no idea of what it was going to take to try and run a photography business like successfully. So I was just really winging it and just trying to like build it as I went, because I'm like obviously we had the internet, but it wasn't really like the resource that it is now. I feel like people are so much more open now with how they talk about things, or just like there's a lot more information out there. Like you can learn whatever you want to on YouTube, and I really didn't feel like it was like that at that point in time. So I was just kind of like really winging it, and just I don't know, I like sort of it was strange because like I'd get there really quickly in some things, and then in other things like I just never felt confident in pricing, or I was just like, oh my god, there's so many other photographers out there, like they're gonna get all the jobs and I can't get them because of like this, that, and the other thing. Like just making up all these stories basically around like why it was easier for them or whatever I thought it was. And so I moved to Toronto when I was 20, and I just thought that the secret to getting where I wanted to go would just be to like work as hard as I could, and like just do all the things, and like meet every single person I could, and that was what was gonna make me successful. And I think I realized that that's definitely not the case, because I made myself really sick from the hustle. Like I just burnt myself out essentially, and I just kind of got myself to the point where I was like, if this is what it takes to like achieve my dreams, like I don't want to do it, because is it even worth it if you're just like exhausted and can't even enjoy it? Or I guess like when I got the things I wanted, I maybe didn't feel like I was that excited about it, because I just was like on to the next thing. Like I wouldn't be excited for like a second, and then it just kind of would fade, I guess. But anyways, and also we're going to go into this a little bit more later, but I had like a past belief from childhood that I didn't even realize at the time, that I didn't believe on some level that you could get paid to do what you love, which is like a really integral belief to have if you want to have like a career, like make a career out of your art basically. So the thing I really want to talk about with you today and to leave you with is like, when you get your inner world right, your outer world will match up to meet it. So I kind of like, things really started to shift for me. Like I moved to Australia after shooting a wedding in New Zealand. And then when I moved to Australia, I was kind of like, I didn't even know if I want to do photography anymore. Like I just felt like I was really kind of over it. It didn't feel super aligned for me, and so I kind of gave it for a break for a bit. And then I decided to get back into it because I really missed it. And I started listening to all these podcasts, and I heard this podcast about the law of attraction. And I'd heard about like the law of attraction like when I was 16, and I manifested my first car with it. But I guess somewhere along the way I sort of forgot about how it worked. And so I listened to that episode, and it was just like a light bulb moment went off for me, where I was like, oh my god, like absolutely, this makes so much sense. So I got really into like listening to Abraham Hicks, and I learned all about how your thoughts kind of create your reality. And I heard about on a podcast about RTT. Hi, Gabby. And so that basically RTT teaches you about how your, like, all your programming basically stems from, like, you between the ages of 0 to 7, you're in like a hypnotic brain state. So you're just absorbing everything about how to be in the world, and you're taking all this on, and you're not filtering it out. You're not like, oh, I believe that or I don't believe that. You're just like absorbing everything about the world from that state of, like, you're essentially in a hypnotic state during that time. So for me, one of the big beliefs that I kind of absorbed during that time is like that you cannot like make money doing what you love. So when I kind of reprogrammed that, it was like it was around the same time that I really started getting back into photography for work, and then all of a sudden, like, my business just really took off in a way that I hadn't expected. And it, like, I wasn't doing a whole lot differently. Like, I was still like marketing the same way, and I didn't feel like I'd done anything like externally differently, but all these people started emailing me, like jobs started coming through. Like, I just felt a whole lot more secure in myself to charge like the pricing that I wanted to. And that's when I really realized, I was like, it's not like when you get the thing you'll be happy. It's like when you get your inner world right, and you get those beliefs right, and you get your mindset right, that's when like the outer world will kind of match up to your beliefs of what you believe on the inside. And like, if you are able to change your subconscious programming, then that's when you can like literally change your entire life and your business and like literally anything you can think of. I also started doing like work on my chakras, and after that I like manifested one of my biggest income months that year. And it's like, I feel like I can't stress enough the thing that like I wasn't doing a whole lot different in terms of like marketing myself or getting myself out there. Like, I was doing the same stuff that I normally did, but I was seeing like a huge result when I started doing like the energetic work. And so like, the only thing that's stopping you from getting what you want is because on some level you don't believe you can have it. And as an entrepreneur, like, you are the one that holds your ability to have money come into your business. And like, so if you have blocks around money, you're not going to be able to make the money that you want in your business, because like, you don't have the internal positioning to support it. So when you start changing those beliefs, literally everything is possible for you. Like, there's nothing that you cannot be or do or have if you get like the internal positioning right. So that's kind of the breakdown of that. So like, when we're manifesting, it's like our thoughts become our beliefs become our feelings, and our feelings become our actions. So you're not ever going to take an action on something if you don't feel like it's going to work out for you. Like, you just won't do it. And if you don't have that belief, you'll never have that feeling. So this is really like where you manifest from, is like, you literally, like, what you focus on is what you get. So that's like one part of manifesting. But then you also need to go into your subconscious and like, because sometimes it's like we'll manifest in that way and things will come through really easily, and other times you'll be trying to manifest for a while and it won't feel like it's coming through. And there's like a couple reasons for that. One, sometimes it means something better is coming for you. Two, it's just like that thing isn't actually meant for you and something better is coming. And three, it's like you have some subconscious programming that's kind of at odds with what you believe, and so therefore it is blocking you from manifesting it, because on some deep level in your brain, you don't actually believe that this thing is possible for you. So by uncovering what your limiting beliefs and reprogramming are, this is how you can start to manifest things effectively, like in your life and in your business. And the ways that I've really found that are good to do that and have worked for me are like, one, by uncovering your limiting beliefs and your programming. And so there's a couple ways you can do this. My favorite way is to literally just like write down everything that I believe about something. No judgment, just like let it come out on the paper, write it down. And then from that, you can kind of answer every belief that's not serving you with a belief that is serving you. So say, for instance, you're like, oh, I have to work like really hard to make money or something, and then you can be like, well, if that was really true, then the people who like work 80-hour weeks and 2 jobs and they're like a janitor, they should be millionaires, which is like not the case. So that kind of blows that one out of the water. Like, hard work is not the only thing you need to make money. And then I would go to, like, through whatever belief I'm trying to shift, and like first I would try and uncover what I do believe about it, and if those beliefs are like not empowering, then I would try and reframe them into something that is like empowering, and you can write that down as like I am statements. And I really like to put those affirmations like everywhere that I can see them, because when you're focusing on them and you're like speaking it into being, that's when you are able to kind of call it in. And also your subconscious brain is like reprogrammed to, like, it works on kind of like a biofeedback thing. Like, what you tell it, it doesn't have a sense of humor about it, and it doesn't understand sarcasm. So if the way that you're speaking to yourself is like, oh my God, I'm so stupid, your brain's like, right, you're so stupid. And then we'll just keep providing you with evidence to support that. And so if you want better, you have to start like telling yourself better thoughts. So if, for instance, if you want to work on your business and you're finding it really challenging, instead of being like, oh, it's so hard to work on my business, or like, this is so difficult, you can start telling yourself, I love working on my business, like I love doing this, I love taking action every day. And just keep telling yourself over and over and over, because it's like, it's probably not going to change overnight, because you've probably spent a long time thinking the opposite to yourself and telling yourself that it's hard. So once you start changing it, it's like, yeah, it might take a little bit of time, but it's like your brain doesn't understand if you're joking or you're not. Like, it doesn't, it's the same as like if you go to watch a scary movie, your body is going to respond in the same way as if you were actually in that situation, because it doesn't understand that you're watching a movie. It doesn't understand that it's not real. So it's the same when you're trying to implant new, better beliefs in yourself. You have to be like, no, I love doing this. I love working on my business. I believe I'm going to be successful, because in the end of the day, it doesn't matter what anyone else believes. You just need to believe in it for yourself. The second part to that is through activating your chakras. Chakras are like spinning energy wheels, and there is 7 main ones that usually people talk about when they're talking about chakras, and they go from your crown all the way down to your root. And so when you're activating the chakra energy, if they're blocked in any way, each chakra kind of represents, I guess, a different facet of your personality. So the root chakra is really about like being grounded, feeling secure, abundant. Your sacral chakra is about like creativity, passion, self-worth. Your solar plexus is like your inner sun, your confidence. Your heart chakra is about like your ability to give and receive. Your throat chakra is about like your visibility and you being okay speaking your voice. And this is a huge one for entrepreneurs, because if you don't feel safe being visible or able to speak your truth, you're really going to struggle in communicating your message in your business. And then there's your third eye chakra, which is sort of like your intuition and your inner guidance. And then there's the crown chakra, which is like your connection to the universe. So, and your ability to kind of get in that flow and get those downloads and like get those pings that are like, oh, you should work on this, which is so crucial to manifesting properly. Because when you're manifesting, you're not just taking every action you can find, because that really is more coming from a place of lack and showing that you don't believe that it's going to happen. You need to get that like aligned guidance from the universe, and that's what's going to help you manifest effectively, because when you get those pings and you get that guidance, those are the actions that you're meant to be taking. So we're going to go through like how to activate all your chakras in the program. It's a bit too long to get into here. Also going to go over like my manifestation process and I guess like the tips and tricks that I've found for manifesting effectively, and a little bit more behind the science of it and how quantum physics comes into all of it. And another really crucial thing that I think is so important for anything you want to manifest in your life or in your business is finding yourself expanders. So basically these are people who they have achieved what you want to achieve, and they have come from a similar background as you. So when your subconscious sees these people, it kind of like is like, oh, I could do that as well. Like they've seen that someone else can do it, so it kind of almost like overrides your brain's like objectives as to being like, oh, well, I've never seen someone do that, so like it can't be done. But if you find someone who has like they're from a similar background as you and they've done it, then you're kind of like, to your subconscious mind, you're like, well, look, they've done it, so I can do it too. So this is so important when it comes to manifesting effectively, is that like you've got like the thoughts and the beliefs and the feelings and the actions, but also you're showing your subconscious mind, you're like, there's someone else out there who has done it, and that means I can do it as well. So I think these are all the ways that basically, I guess like the energetic side of like bringing it into how it relates to like finding success in your business, because it's like you can really learn every single strategy out there if you don't have the internal positioning basically to support it for you. Like you're never going to be able to call it in effectively, or like if you don't have the self-worth, you're never going to be able to hold on to it, because really like when we manifest things, it's like from a place of feeling like in our worth and we're worthy of receiving it. And I'm just going to tell you right now, if you don't take anything away from this other than this, is that like simply because you desire something means that you're worthy of having it. There's nothing that you have to do, or like you're going to have to do stuff, but there's nothing like you have to be or like have, or like you don't have to be a different person than you to get it, because if it wasn't meant for you, you wouldn't even have the desire of having it. So the quickest way to achieve your business goals and to get to where you want to in business is by working with someone who is going to hold you accountable and who has done what you want to do and is going to challenge you to push past like your comfort zone and where you really feel comfortable in doing, because it's really about taking like that big aligned action. And if you can just go even like 10% past what you are currently doing, then that's going to be enough. Like we don't need to be going from like 0 to a billion like in 2 seconds. Like I always say, like just doing like 10% more than what you did yesterday is going to get you to where you want to go. So right now I've got 4 spots open for one-to-one coaching for till the end of the year, and that's it. If you are serious about getting your mindset right and you want to have the accountability and you want to work with someone who has set up and run their own business, not just in one place but also in a completely different country. So I really know the ropes of like setting up a business and social media marketing, and I know that place that you're in before you start a business and all the fears and the things that you're going to be going through. So if you're really keen to work together and you're serious about accomplishing your goals, send me a DM and we can book a call to talk about how I can serve you better. Like my life always has completely up-leveled and my business as soon as I hire a coach. Like if there's a time where I'm like, I want to make more money in my business, then I hire a coach, because that's just the quickest way of doing it. They can tell you what works, they can tell you what doesn't. They're going to hold you accountable. You're going to have to be consistent, because once you've made that commitment, it just makes no sense for you not to be consistent. So send me a DM. If you send me a DM before the end of today and you book a call and you end up signing up, I will give you my 21-day mindset makeover program completely free as a bonus, and it's got all my top tips and tricks for like up-leveling your mindset, and it's just like a great go-to if you're ever feeling like overwhelmed or stuck or in a funk or any of those things that we all go through when being human. It was so great to talk to you here today. Send me a DM and I will talk to you later.